Live from Toronto to the world.
Josh!
This is Josh Holiday Live. Talk that rocks.
The public needs to be informed.
Josh might surprise us.
Got an opinion? Dial 647-6YO-JOSH.
When you hear him, you're like, what?
Josh Holiday Live starts now.
Yeah, hello, hi. It is Josh Holiday Live. We are live. If you're listening in the Eastern Time Zone, and it's between 8 and 10 p.m. on Friday, August 2nd, you're listening live. It's the only way you can. If you're listening at any other time, you're probably on the podcast or you're downloading. Friday night, what better place than the basement of my mother's house with the whole family tromping above us. It is Josh Holiday Live. And if you do want to get in touch with us, you can. We welcome your telephone calls at 647-6YO-JOSH. You can give us a call. A gentleman is here by the name of Dan. Dan, I always say Guiry. Am I right? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Oh, shit. How about I put you on there?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
okay.
I'm Dan Guiry.
How you doing, Dan? You're very quiet. You're very low key.
I'm good. I'm really good.
So we, we met in Calgary.
Yeah,
many years ago.
Was it at Comedy Monday night?
I think it was some comedy thing. It may have been the one. Felt like it was downstairs somewhere. Was it a competition? I can't remember because I remember being
Might have been, yeah. I think it was Comedy Monday night, but it was at the old Dickens when it first started out.
Yeah, and you at that point you were doing a lot of guitar stuff.
Yeah,
and now not so much.
A little bit of both. Like if they're paying me enough, I'll bring up the guitar.
That's right. You get paid double for guitar work.
Yeah,
it's heavy.
You want me to lug
heavy lifting?
Something? I'm not gonna.
That's right.
I'm gonna check that bag.
Yeah, I saw you post earlier. You have a comedy album.
No, actually, I have a rock and roll album. I do have like a comedy.
Oh,
album.
I thought you had a comedy album.
I have a comedy album, but it's been out for 10 years.
Yeah, so
just on iTunes.
You're still doing the same material, I'm guessing.
Rock and roll stand-up comic. That's my comedy album.
Okay.
And then I'm working on a new comedy album, but it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
And I released a rock and roll album 2 years ago. It's on Spotify. It's called Max Phoenix Knife City.
Okay.
And
is that your band name?
Yeah.
Max Phoenix?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we're playing Lee's Palace next Saturday.
Oh, Lee's. Nice venue.
Yeah. Stoked.
Get in that mic.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
The last show I saw at Lee's wasn't a rock and roll show so much. It was, Sophie and Stevens?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's hard to categorize. A little more like kind of folky, but he also got into some electronica. But normally he'll play like a Massey Hall size venue.
Oh, cool.
But he stopped by Toronto and kind of a casual gig to try out some new songs and stuff.
Sweet.
And my friend Brian got tickets because it was really, really hard to come by ticket because even the Massey Hall shows sell out quite quickly. He got tickets, so we got in line really early, and we got in there. We got the seats that are just back of the dance floor.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bar and like actual sit-down seats there, stools.
Sick.
Yeah, so that was great.
That's sweet.
And then I think the second last song, there's a lot of like frat boy types there for, I don't know for what reason. Maybe they're there with their girlfriends or something, but
crush some beers.
Yeah. But there's like kind of quiet moments, and they're the guys who in the quiet moments of kind of serious songs are like, woo!
Yeah.
And so it's packed in there, and then there's this kind of one of my favorite songs near the end, and I thought someone spilled something on my back. It was like liquid on my back, and it was warm.
Some dude.
And so I
somebody pee on your back?
No, it wasn't pee.
Some frat boy got drunk and pissed on your back?
But I was like, it's warm, and they don't serve warm beverages at Lee's, and it was some drunk university girl throwing up all over my back.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
That's even worse than mine. I thought
Oh, what's your story?
No, the one where I said some
peeing.
dude pissed on your back.
No, it was like vomit, which is...
What would you rather? Would you rather a dude piss on your back or some drunk chick barf on your back?
Well, I think it's more about that. Like the act of pissing is kind of gross, but if it was just like a cup of liquid or a cup of puke, I'd take the urine, because urine's a little bit more like they put
Deliberate, more deliberate.
Well, they put it in like cosmetics sometimes. Urea.
What are you talking about?
If you look on some shampoos and stuff, they use urea, which is basically.
Well, you're lucky you're bald.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that stuff. Yeah, yeah, you got to worry about that.
No, I don't wash my hair.
Oh, okay. So, but what would you if it was the delivery system? I'd rather like a girl throw up than have a guy, straight from the ween on my back. But
I'd rather some dude pissed on my back with a vagina. Is that okay?
In your fantasy land?
Well, if
yeah. If you have
I get
to
to choose,
yeah,
I'd rather not get barfed on.
Yeah, no, it's not nice.
Not really my jam. That sucks, man.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I think last time I was at Lee's Palace, I was opening for Spenny from Kenny versus
Spenny?
Yeah.
Doing some stand up.
I did musical.
Oh.
That was one of those musical comedy shows.
Okay, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Another time, a long time ago at Lee's, we were there for, and this is going to date me a little bit. Images in Vogue, which is like a basically 80s new wave band, but we weren't there seeing them in the 80s. They were doing like a reunion thing. Mm-hmm. And again, some frat boys were sitting beside. It was me and my buddy, and they were sitting beside us. And at some point, they were talking about, "Do you want to fight?" And I were
they trying to fight you, or they just were like, "Do you want to fight tonight?"
No, they were like giving us eyes and stuff, and then they started talking about wanting to fight us. And there was no incident that sort of led to it. It was just kind of like, I don't know if they were giving us dirty eyes.
Maybe they're just asking you if you were down to fight.
Yeah. Hello, good sir. Would you like to fight?
Would you like to duel?
Exchange blows outside of Lee's Palace?
Sure. I would do that.
Yeah, just for fun.
Back when I was younger, yeah, I'd get in a fist of guts.
You were a scrapper?
Sure. If somebody was nice about it, said you wanted to fight.
If they asked
if they just
nicely,
started throwing punches, I'd probably back out.
No, you need to prepare. It always drove me crazy, those guys who would walk through bars leading with their shoulder, just bumping into people, just hoping they would try and start a fight.
Well, they're looking to fight, man,
I need to get it out of their system.
Guys, what would we like to do? We like to
fight
and
fornicate.
Okay. I didn't know if we were going to say it there.
Yeah, well, we can,
fornicate,
but
fornicate. Sure,
fornicate.
We'll use
fight,
fornicate.
Sleep,
I'm going to let you
eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do you want?
I think Lemmy said it. He is
the metal guy.
Yeah, Lemmy from Motorhead.
He
was like, sleep, eat, fight. That's it.
That's about it.
And that's what dogs do too.
Have you ever been in a fight?
Yes, but when I was a kid,
mm-hmm.
and then kind of playing hockey, so I had like protective equipment, but not a lot of like,
never out on them.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I got headbutted in the face one time.
Like by surprise, or you already were engaged and he headbutted you?
I deserved it. I'll say that.
Okay.
But no, I guess all headbutts to the face I feel are sort of surprising.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like you kind of want to protect your face in a fight.
Yeah.
And when somebody just leads all face
with their head, yeah,
that's their
well, it's hard to unless your hands are up in front of your face, it's hard to defend for the headbutt.
Even then, you got a whole head flying at you.
Powerful. And so what happened at the end of that?
Well, so it's kind of a long story, but I was on tour.
Yeah.
And it was the end of the tour. I was in Moncton, New Brunswick at this bar called Navigators. Great bar. And there was these two chicks sitting across from me. And I'm sitting down writing in my joke book, sort of decompressing after a long 2 months tour. And I overhear these girls. They're talking to these two dudes. And they say, "We can't go home with you tonight because we're moving to Montreal tomorrow." And for whatever reason, I don't know.
Weird, yeah.
For whatever reason, I'm just like, girls, you shouldn't, just interject, you shouldn't move to Montreal. You guys are hot here. And they take this as a compliment. And then the guys explain to them that I just totally
insulted them.
totally burned them. And then the girls get up, storm out, and on the way out, they wave to me, bye, like you, like they were flirting with me, because they still thought I was complimenting them when I said you're hot in Moncton.
Not so much in Montreal.
And in Montreal, you're going to be kind of ugly. And the guy had been eyeballing me the whole time. And my friend from the comedy club showed up. And her and I had this crazy banter where we would insult each other all week. Pretty fun. So she gets there and I say something pretty crude that I probably can't say on this show. Mm-hmm. And this one guy gets up to me and he goes, you shouldn't talk to a lady like that. And I said, what's that? Pardon me, I'm going to have to swear for this. I said, what's that fucked up hair? Because he had this really screwed up haircut. Okay. It was like a level, he had bangs.
Okay.
And then he had like a 90 degree and it went down to here. And it was just like it was like a period piece from like Robin Hood, Men in Tights, you know? Yeah. And he goes, what did you call me? And I said, fucked up hair. Because your hair's fucked up. And I got right in his face. And then he just smashed me in the face with his face.
Yeah.
And
the haircut didn't come.
And he goes, I said, you just broke my nose. Because my nose all break. And he goes, yeah, you want another? And I said, no thanks. Fucked up hair. And then the girl who he was defending her honor because I talked to her so rudely, well, she came home with me to my hotel room and took care of me all night.
Nay.
You know? So
little did the haircut.
So maybe you should talk to a lady that way. I think is the moral of that story.
Yes.
I don't know.
I like the fact that he asked if you want another when you only have a single nose to break and it was already broken.
He wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed.
No.
He didn't have to tell the girls that he was hitting on that I had insulted them.
He could have just let it ride.
Yeah. We all could have had a good time. I think he got charged with assaults or something.
Oh, it actually...
I didn't press charges. I was just like, I deserve that.
Yeah.
Sort of drove home the next day.
Nice.
It was good.
Yeah.
I thought that story was going to be a lot more entertaining.
It was entertaining enough. You got in a fight with a guy with weird hair. And that was that your last confrontation? Not your last confrontation, your last fight?
I mean, would that be considered a fight? I don't really ever throw down.
Well, yeah, it wasn't like an agreed upon, like, hey, let's you and I.
Right. Let's duel. It's frat boy, though. So.
Oh, is another
total
one?
frat boy. These frat boys.
That seems to be
somebody has to do something.
The modus operandi.
We should just shut down all schools.
All schools should close.
What are you drinking there?
It's like a water.
Is it just water? Is it a bubbly water?
No, it's not. It's not bubbly. But it has a.
Does it have like cucumber in it? What are the green?
It has a slight strawberry. Straight strawberry flavor to it.
Wow, that's good.
I had last week I was drinking a beer during the show and I found out about every 5 seconds like
you had a burp.
Well, just a bunch of times because the carbonation. I was like, okay, this is not working very well.
Well, I'm about to go there. I'm
That's
gonna
fine.
Crack this beer.
You're more than welcome.
I'm gonna be burping my face off.
You do it.
Then you'll like get in the zone of what it's like to see me live.
It's always drunked up.
Just drunk Dan.
But since we first met, now you're a guy who's married.
Yeah.
I never would have. Well, I guess eventually, but
why? Well, my whole act was about trying to, get ladies.
Yeah. And so now you've got a lady.
You never would have thought I would find one.
Well,
the guy looking for ladies, he's never gonna find one.
Well, it kind of
they're everywhere.
If your act is about finding ladies and you find one, then you have to throw away your whole act.
I mean, it never daunted me, the whole aspect of writing new material.
Oh, geez. I'm going to have to come up with a new...
Yeah, the thing I wrote when I was 19, I'm going to have to keep that for the rest of my life.
You have a child as well?
Yeah.
That's... Okay, married, not a huge surprise, but a kid.
Why would you get married if you don't want to have a kid?
People do.
Well, they're dumb.
Okay.
There's
But
no
they're-
reason to get
but-
married
okay,
if
so
you don't want to have a kid.
How old is your kid now?
He's 9 months.
Oh, only 9 months. Oh, wow.
We've only been married coming up on 2 years, I think.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And how long were you dating before that?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
No.
Get down on your knees.
I think we've been together
This is
for
it.
4 years, but
Okay.
we've been friends for a while.
And what's it like having a kid?
It's the best, man. You have kids, didn't?
I don't know.
Those weren't your kids.
Those are my sister's
those
kids.
Jackamos that ran down here wanted to see what was up.
What's going on? No, they're my sister's nephews. They're
Are you married?
8 and 9. No, I'm in your old position,
Just
and I'm running out of time.
What do you mean? You're not a chick, man. You have no clock. You can have kids whenever you want.
Not for kids. I just mean for life. My life is fading away, and I still
You're
don't
dying.
I
You're
don't have
literally
a-
dying.
I don't
Is
have
that
a
what you're
lady.
telling me?
I don't have a lady to share these final moments with.
You just chill with the lady, man. They're fun.
Yeah, I know.
Chicks are good.
I know. I enjoy the company of a lady.
It's been 4 years with my wife. Been married for 2, and after we got married, we had sex, and then there you are. You have a baby.
You waited, of course,
I waited my whole life. Yeah,
until that moment.
you know me.
No wonder it was just a 2 week engagement. Glad to get
I'm a
there.
virile man.
I find that I can't understand people who
I'm surprised she didn't break a hip the first time we had sex.
were so excited.
Yeah, 34 years,
Yeah, it's a long time.
like a
Boom.
like a rocket.
So 9 months. That's like serious baby.
What's cool about it is now I'm as attached to the baby as my wife was when he was born. Because she had already been with him for like 9 months.
That's true. It's
And then
been growing inside, and
he just came out. He's just kind of like this sack of potatoes I got to carry.
yeah.
I didn't love him.
No,
You don't love him right
it
away.
wasn't formed yet. It wasn't. You didn't
It's
see
just a
yourself
thing.
in him. Yeah.
For a lot of the time after the baby comes out, you're just lifting things,
Yeah.
and then you just sort of think to yourself, "Is this what I am now? Just a man who lifts things?" Nobody would have said that about me
No.
for a long time.
No.
Now I've got that.
So, and what's the baby's name?
I don't like
Oh,
talking
don't
about
say
that.
it. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what kind of weirdos listen to your
Yeah,
show.
that's
I don't
true.
know,
They may
these
start
freaking
Okay. Well, let's
call them
We can dance around.
gunfire.
How did you come up? Was the name? How did you come upon the name? Was it like a family thing? or-
I'm not really into that. Just
You just-
coming upon names.
Yeah. No. Oh, this is stupid.
Sorry, it's a little dad joke
Yeah, you
there.
gotta throw it out there.
No, we had I was going to name him Gunner. We were going to name him Gunner.
Gunner.
Yeah.
My nephew's named Hunter.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You need a sort of a violent name.
But I think they should-
let people know that you mean business.
I think if you have 2 sons and you name one Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
you should name the other one Gatherer. So it's like Hunter Gatherer. You've got
You're all about the balance.
all of the primitive options taken care of.
I think if you're going to have a bunch of boys, you should name them cool things like Hunter.
Like aggressive names, so no one
Gunner.
messes with them,
Nobody fucks around with Gunner.
and they have a better chance of becoming
Crushing.
a hockey player.
I don't know.
I think if you have aggressive.
I don't
names.
need my kid to be a hockey player.
No, but I'm just saying, like that.
I do want to be a granddad. I want my kid to be good with the ladies.
So you're gonna hurry him up. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I hope he's dating chicks by the time he's 10,
Yeah, 11 latest.
11 ladies, or else.
So now, and when you look at the baby now, do you see like parts of you in the face?
Well, he's black, so no, I don't know. I don't see it.
No. Maybe
People tell me he looks like me, but I don't know. You don't spend that much time in your life looking at yourself unless you're like
yeah, I don't
one of
spend-
these chicks with the selfie sticks.
Well, I find it off-putting when I'm in like a men's room, and a guy will be like the whole time I'm peeing and washing my hands, he's there primping his hair. I barely look at myself in the mirror. I like glance just in case they.
Well, you don't have much to do.
Well, no, I don't have a lot of hair or anything, but just generally like I don't pay a lot of attention.
Right.
But they're guys who will. The worst is if they'll come out of a stall after having evacuated. Mm-hmm. They'll spend 5 minutes.
Maybe emotionally they need to do all that to come back to this world. You know what I mean? Like after a good excavation, you're like, and then you look at yourself in the face. It's like, who are you, man?
What did I just do?
It's kind of fucked. What happens in there?
Yeah, it's quite amazing. Sometimes it's it takes a lot out of a guy.
That's really tough.
Literally.
Did you ever weigh yourself after you take a dump?
No, I've never gone that. I've never gone that much.
You've never gone that in depth?
But they do now.
I think my max is 2.5 pounds.
Oh, you've actually done the weight?
Sure.
But you need a pretty accurate scale because I think most like home scales aren't like.
Do you think there's a variance?
Well, I just don't think there's like they get down to the real like finite details when you come into the thing. But 2 pounds. That's large.
That was a 2-pounder.
It
It flushed mid dump without me even doing it.
It just sucked the water with it down.
Yeah, it broke the toilet nose or something like that.
Oh my god!
These smart toilets.
Yeah, they. It's like I've never heard of a smart toilet that smells. They installed in my condo building, like in every unit, they went around and put in these like high efficiency, low flow flushers. But now that they've done that,
That's not good.
you kind of have to like. Sometimes I'm timing it where the biggest part's coming out, hit the flusher now, so there's already sort of a flow in progress, and it goes down.
Those weren't invented for men.
No, and then it ends up being like
Those toilets are sexist.
well, yeah, because
They're for
in
they're
terms of
designed
saving
for like chick poos.
But in terms
Those
of
little deer drop poos, you know the ones you see in the woods.
I have those when I haven't had enough fiber, and it's been a while.
That's all chicks eat is fiber.
I suppose
They're always eating berries.
Out just eating berries.
These chicks and their fruit cocktails.
But in terms of water wise, you have to flush it a couple of times, so there's no sense even getting the
Is your show sponsored by Home Depot or something?
That's right.
Like,
Yeah.
We're going to bust into the commercial break. This next segment brought to you by Rona.
The most satisfying part, though, when you have that, there's that moment of suspense where, is this going to happen? Is it going to flush, or is it going to be dun, 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 and you hear that the toilet and burp, like it just goes down. And you're like, okay, phew, no clogged toilet.
Yeah, that must really suck, because then you invite, like a woman over to impregnate, right, as you do.
Yeah.
And then you poo, and then there's all that poo in your toilet still.
Well, that's what plungers are for. You gotta have a plunger. It's mandatory.
Cool.
Yeah.
You all know that thing you use to send text? It works for actual mouth talking.
Josh stuff, more Josh stuff, more Josh stuff.
Get in on the conversation. Punch 647-6YO-JOSH to be heard. Talk that rocks. Josh Holiday Live.
It's doing like a little stuttery thing with the fancy IDs. You can call if you like. 647-6YO-JOSH. If you have a gripe, a complaint, you just want to talk, maybe you need two uncertified guys to talk you down.
I give great advice.
Yeah, if you need advice, love advice,
Sure.
child rearing advice.
I don't like that term.
Child rearing.
Sounds gross.
It is filthy. Oh,
We got a guest?
we have a guest.
Sweet.
Did you guys didn't meet yet?
No.
It's Dan, Brian, Dan. Brian is my brother-in-law. He's married to my sister.
So you guys ever get in a fight about that?
No, it's been
Amicable?
pretty amicable. And the two boys that were down here earlier,
Those are yours?
sniffing around, those are Brian's. They are Brian's kids. So what we're going to do, we did this last week, and my sister gave the answers, and then Brian had to guess what she said. It's basically a version of the Newlywed Game. You know the Newlywed. Oh, that's not going. There we go. Technical things. Anyway, so how this works is I'm going to ask Brian a bunch of questions. He'll jot down his answers on this pad with that pen, one answer per page, and then we'll bring Sarah down and we'll see if she can match up with you.
Perfect.
All right. So there's a bunch of questions here, so we'll do like 10 of them. Dan, you can answer this too. You know what we should have done? We should got your wife on the phone because you're.
I could call her. She
Yeah.
won't answer though. She doesn't pick up my phone calls.
You know, tell her to. Tell her to. I don't know how we could do this. Tell her to. Well, you write down these questions, and then we'll try and call her later.
Sure.
And if she answers, she can play. If she doesn't, you know.
Do I write down my answers?
It is the Newlywed, Not-so-Newlywed game. Yeah, write down one answer per page.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Actually, you can write it all on one page because she's not going to be able to see it
Right.
from where she is.
Right.
All right. And Brian, as with last week, you got to get right like you're making out with a microphone. You can adjust it to you so you don't have to.
So like I'm kind of
contort.
deep throating it.
Pretty much. Get right in there.
Beautiful.
Let's see. Okay. First question. Brian, when did you have your first fight and what was it about?
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, it's radio.
Well, my first fight was back to last week.
Get right in that. Remember, you can move the mic towards you. You don't have to. There
It's
you
so
go.
big and black.
I know. Okay,
It's hard to handle.
go ahead.
Well, my first fight would actually come from our date going to our friend Colin's house, where, again, I was in a drunken stupor after a keg party.
All right.
And we had that fast driver coming down the road, and I decided to be a hero and threw a shoe at him. And needless to say, they got halfway down the block, turned around, and
There was
jumped
trouble.
me.
Fight. Yeah. Well, we heard the story last. So that was your first fight with Sarah.
That was because she was chewing me out for
And then you were
being the
already-
aggressor.
You were already amped up. Okay, so write that down in like a short form. Did you write? What about you, Dan? What was your first fight with your lady?
My first fight with my wife now was she was being super annoying, and we'd spent like 4 days straight together.
Yeah,
And I said, you know, you're really annoying. And then she just
that was it.
She got really mad at me.
Okay, but was she doing something specifically annoying, or
Yeah,
just
she wouldn't shut up. And it's been like 4 days, and I'm like, I just want to chill.
yeah?
You know, and I'd been on for 4 days, and then she's just like, "Ngang, ngang, 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 ngang." I'm like, dude, just shut the.
I think though, if you're cooped up for 4 days with anybody, you're bound to
Get annoyed.
yeah, oh, yeah. Which one of you said "I love you" first, Brian?
That would be me, and I believe it was September long weekend in a drunken stupor. I was out at the cottage, and
It seems to be a theme.
Are you
going on.
ever not in a drunken stupor? That's the question.
well, I've been hanging around with my father, and you know, you kind of have to have a little something in you to kind of deal with him at times. So took a little bit of the edge off.
Lubricate some social lubrication.
Exactly.
Okay, and so what? So you said it first.
I said it first.
Okay. Now this one's and what about you, Dan?
I have no idea. Probably me.
All right, just put you.
I'm gonna put probably.
Probably you. Okay. Brian, and now this one's going to be tough to answer, but feel free to be honest about it. Totally honest. I don't care. Which of your spouse's family members do you find most annoying?
Nah.
Well,
They're probably gonna listen to this.
That's all right.
no, that's a tough one. See, it depends. Like I had an issue last week when I was trying to discipline my children, and my mother-in-law, she had her way of ruling back in the day, and like I said, she and I butted heads on there, and myself, I kind of have a habit of mirroring energy, so I butted heads with her, and you know, long end to short of it, I had to step up and take blame for my actions and do that. But it'd be my mother-in-law.
Okay. And I you know what? In that moment, I empathize because there's been moments where I've been pushed to that area as well. What about you? Who's your most annoying fate?
Annoying?
Yeah,
is
annoying.
Like, I did marry my wife, right? And so she's super annoying, right? So I don't really look at the.
But what about any
So I say annoying with a little bit of endearment. It's not as much of a pejorative.
You're so
you know what I mean?
annoying.
Oh, you're so annoying. Why don't you stop annoying me? And then you kind of.
All right. So it says
So her favorite sister, I find the most annoying because she's super neurotic.
Okay. So write that down.
Oh, I wrote it. Yeah.
Oh, you did all right. You're one step ahead. Okay. Brian, which one of your spouse's friends do you find the most attractive?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I'd have to say our friend Susan.
Susan.
She's very comedic, and she just has that je sais quoi to her.
Je sais quoi. What does that mean?
Well, it's just her personality. She's just very,
All right.
very outgoing
Je sais quoi.
and just makes everything lighthearted.
All right. Okay. That's I feel like that's a safe answer. She's a nice. Okay. What about you, Dan?
Which one of
your wife's friends do you find most attractive?
I don't find her friends very attractive.
If you had to choose, what is she gonna say? You answered.
Well, see, the problem is that she's become friends with a lot of my friends.
Yeah.
So then this is just going to start a big fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then she's going to say one of my friends, and then she's like, you know what I mean?
No, we're not going to ask her these. We're just going to ask her what you said. So. Yeah.
What one of her friends do I? I'll put Jackie.
Okay, Jackie.
She's no longer friends with her though.
All right.
But fuck yeah, Jackie.
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 So is it more of a physical thing or intellectual?
Just general, like however you interpret it.
I'm gonna leave that one on the page.
All right. What's the most embarrassing thing your spouse has said or done around you?
Oh Jesus.
Well, her flatulence,
Okay, gas.
a little bit of gas, yeah.
All right. Danny.
She doesn't really hold back, right? So she'll just say whatever dirty laundry we have. You know?
All right, so she just throws it right out there.
Oh, she'll throw it right out there, right in front.
So wait,
She told on me once
to who?
to my dad.
to not your dad-in-law, to your actual
To my
dad?
actual dad. She calls my dad and then told on me about like money problems.
Oh, no. That's embarrassing.
And my dad's just like, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, yeah, at least he didn't team up with her.
No, my dad's
that would
the
suck.
best. She thought she was going to get like this big one-up on me.
Yeah.
No.
He shut her down. Nice. What is your spouse's most irritating habit?
Second guessing me.
Second guessing you. Okay. Danny?
Talking. I'm going to have to say something.
All right.
There's a lot of talking.
Okay.
There's a lot. Like, I feel like I'm getting... Because a lot of these are just, the most annoying. Like, talking, it's like...
Yeah.
She's got to talk.
She has something
But
she has
she
to do
does
about.
a lot.
Talking too much.
Very much.
All right. If you could change anything about your spouse, what would it be?
I'd have to say her age.
Oh.
Well, I just kind of wish I met her a little bit earlier, so that she can keep up with me and more active with my children.
How much older is she?
Ooh, big 6 years.
All right. And you feel she can't keep up with you?
Well, there's times. Like, I'm the one, we went to Central Island today and going on the rides. I have Mac, who's my oldest, and he's very outgoing. And on a lot of these extreme rides, I'm feeling it. My body's aching and I'm getting these G-forces. So, I just can't keep up, but just have to fight through.
All right. Fair enough. Dan?
I like that answer. I'm going to steal
Same
that
thing?
answer. Same answer. Age.
The age? Wait, what's your age difference with you guys?
Like 4 years.
Who's old? You're older?
I'm older, but I just like to... if she was younger, that'd be cool.
Okay. Sure. If your spouse could be any famous person, living or dead, who would they choose to be?
What?
That's a trick one. Yeah. If your spouse could be someone else, like a celebrity, historical figure, who would they be?
Kate Beckinsale.
Okay.
Like, do you mean like I'm now married to this famous person?
No. Who would, if they had the choice? If they had the choice,
would my wife choose to be?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, just guess something.
Well, if it's, in my case, if she'd want me to be someone else, it'd be like that Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Aquaman. Like, I mean, myself, I'm follically challenged, so you know, I'm already buff enough, but I got a layer of fat over me, so it's kind of melted off a
That
bit.
Jason Momoa, I don't know. He seems like a nice enough guy, but
He looks like he has bad breath.
yeah,
He does.
he looks like fishy. But okay, Brian, this is the question about your spouse. If your spouse could be any famous person, living or dead, who would they choose to be?
That's a tough one. I'd like to say someone famous. Why don't we go with maybe Kennedy? What's her name? The
John F. Kennedy?
Jackie O.
Okay,
Jackie O?
Jackie
Jackie O.
Onassis, Kennedy. Okay, what about you, Danny?
Oh, jeez, I don't know.
Is it okay if I call you Danny? I'm used to like.
We're used to it. It's fine.
Yeah.
But no. Who would my wife choose to be if she could be a famous person? Somebody who shops a lot. Who's like a famous shopper?
I don't know. He's a famous shopper. Is there
Well, who was the one who had all the shoes? That
Imelda Marcos?
exactly.
Yeah, let's put that.
Yeah,
She'll know.
she'll know that
is.
right away.
Now, Marcos. Yeah.
Okay. Here's a question: how long does your lovemaking usually last?
Oh Jesus.
Well, since I'm from Calgary and we
Hey,
have
me
a Stampede
too.
Rodeo,
Oh yeah, they're both Calgary.
you know, we're like 8 seconds. But you know, given the time span
What
in
she's
between,
gonna
things,
guess?
I'd say 5 minutes.
Okay, and Dan, what do you think?
Ever since the kid came along, we have to go real quick.
Okay,
It's like there's a time crunch. I'm gonna go about a minute and a half.
minute and a half. Okay,
You're being at least honest.
get in, get out.
That's the best thing about being married. You know, when you're like first started dating, is like you got to figure out how to make somebody come.
Yeah.
Now it's like nobody cares. We're just gonna figure it out, and you're on your own.
Yeah.
Well, that's when you got to drop to your hands and do it orally just to finish her off.
What adjective? This is Brian. I can't think of my. I'm like, ugh.
How's that image?
Yeah, not good.
Your brother-in-law.
Where's the strangest place you have made love?
Did you write these questions?
No, they're from like online.
You wrote these questions.
They're online.
Is this for your? This is
for
for
my
you.
online.
You
Yeah.
literally interviewing your brother and
That's
sister
right.
about
It's
this.
a test.
Well, you know, when you're away from your condo there, Sarah opened up the door and we actually had a moment to ourselves.
Right on
and,
my bed. Oh, okay.
No, our strangest place would be, sheesh. You caught me here. Let me come back to me
All
in a
right,
second.
Dan.
Strangest place would probably be this handicap washroom at GradX at OCAD.
What's Gradex?
GradX is like there's like 40,000 people walking through OCAD
Oh yeah.
checking out all the grads' work.
Oh, this is where you? This isn't the one where they sell like kind of blind. You can buy paintings and you don't know who it's by.
No, I know
That's a whole other thing?
Maybe, I don't know, but I was too busy. See, we had just fallen in love there,
Okay.
and so
Is she an OCAD student?
yeah, she had just graduated from OCAD.
Okay.
And we're at GradX there. And, you know, I throw her into the washroom and we start going at it, right?
Right in there.
Sexually.
Now, is it a stall
And-
or is it a single room?
No, it's a washroom for the handicap.
okay. So
people,
just a
right?
single room.
Well, I guess she got really passionate about it, right? And she sort of lost control of her limbs. And she goes to grab something. And, you know, in the handicap thing, they got all the poles there.
Yeah.
Well, she goes to grab the pole, but she ends up hitting the handicap button. The door just opens. You know, the handicap
Yeah,
door, right? So the
yeah.
door just opens. There's like 20, 30 people walking right by. And they must have thought it was some sort of installation. Because I was just going to town.
All right. Is that a real story? That feels like it's been embellished.
No, that'll probably be what
Really?
she'll say.
All right. Okay, we'll see. Because I made a story up when I was on the radio in Calgary about reading. You know, when they first installed the public washroom on 17th, the automatic one. Mm-hmm. I made some joke about going in there and reading the newspaper, and then the door started opening because the time. Yeah. Anyway, Brian.
Strangest or most awkward would have to be Deerhurst this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I heard
The
nothing.
casino? Deerhurst Casino?
Well, with Josh there sleeping away and Nana knocking on the door, the kids were snoozing, and
the kids were in your room too, or
they were.
Oh,
they
boy.
were. But my boys, they like to stay up late, and we found enough of a void there to sneak in a quickie.
You got to.
All right.
What are you supposed to do now? You know?
Well, that's how I got these calluses.
Hey now.
Hey, now.
All right. Let me find one last question here. Which of you is smarter? It's just A or B question.
Between me and my wife?
Yeah.
It depends what kind of intelligence you're going off of.
Just that's the question. Who's smarter?
Me,
Okay. Brian?
which is sad.
I'd have to say myself as well.
All right.
It's just by life experiences, but like I said, Mom knows best.
That's the
and
question. So you're saying you.
I am saying I.
Okay. Matt, can you go and get your mother? It's time to see if the answers match.
Let's see if I can catch my wife.
Okay, so Dan, when she comes down, I'm just going to get you to sit aside for a sec while we quiz her. Is that cool? Dan?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it is the not-so-newlywed game, if you want to call and play with your spouse. 6476, yo, Josh.
Talk that rocks. It's Josh Holiday Live. Need to be heard? Tell your phone to call 647-6-YO-JOSH.
That's the number. Give it a call. Sarah is on her way down, and we will find out if her answers match with Brian's. And you're going to stay on the mic because you're both going to be jibba-jabbering, as they say.
All right.
You're going to call... Huh?
I'm going to call my wife.
Okay, yeah. Go, if you go at the side door.
Okay.
Just up those short stairs now. That is Dan Guiry. He's a local Toronto comedian who I first met in Calgary where he was doing stand-up. He was just getting started, and now he's made a bit of a career of it. And the one thing I remember from then is that he was a smoker, and I was like, oh, come on, Dan, come on. And then when he came in today, it's been a while, and I see he has a pack of cigarettes, and I'm like, oh, Dan, come on. I haven't talked to him about it yet. Now he's left the room, so I'm talking behind his back, but I will bring it up with him. We'll have an intervention about his smoking. And so Sarah is on the way down, clearly does not realize the value of time when it comes to being live. Oh, hi, Hunter. My nephews are hanging out as well. One is 8, one is 9. They will be on a little later on the show. We'll have a quick conversation with them about what's been going on, about their trip to Deerhurst. Sarah, come on in. Sarah is here. Have a seat.
Okay.
And as we mentioned, I know, disgusting. As we mentioned last week, you got to get right into these microphones. And you can move the microphone to your face. You don't have to contort to get in there, okay? So Brian's been asked a number of questions. And what's going to happen is I'm going to ask you those questions. You're going to answer what you think he answered, and then he'll reveal his answer.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
That's the voice you hear is my sister Sarah, and keep your mouth right in front of that microphone. And the first question we asked was, "What was when did you have your first fight, and what was it about?"
Oh my God. I can't remember, to be honest.
Well, you take a guess. I need the Jeopardy.
I know. I would have to think it's just was something to do with the kids, but Brian would probably say that we never fight. Maybe when I got Daphne.
Okay.
Without
telling him.
asking him.
Okay, Brian, show your answer.
I was saying about the house party when I got in a fight with the other driver, and you were chewing me out and tearing me a new one.
Okay.
All right. Next question, Sarah. Which one of you said "I love you" first?
Brian.
What did you say, Brian?
I said it was me, and it was September.
Good job. This is a tough one, Sarah. Which of your spouse's family members do you find most annoying? This is what Brian said. So who does he find most annoying amongst your family?
Oh, none.
He had to pick
You?
someone. Brian, what'd you say?
I said my mother-in-law. I said she grew up in the 50s, and times are changing.
It's just the way it is. All right. Sarah. Hi, Boise. Which of your spouses, this is what did Brian say when we asked him, which of your spouse's friends do you find the most attractive?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Who of your friends would Brian say he finds the most attractive?
Trying to think. Maybe Nazi?
Brian?
Susan.
Aww.
I love her sense of humor.
I think that was a safe. I think he was playing it safe with that
She
answer.
is, though. She is
Okay.
very, yeah.
Okay. What would Brian say is the most embarrassing thing your spouse has said or done around you?
So what is the most embarrassing thing?
That you have
That I
said
have
or done
said?
around Brian?
Oh, I'm perfect. Oh my God,
Brian,
Brian.
that's disgusting.
I don't know. What that I've done? I can't remember. Maybe drinking too much?
Brian gave you a hint.
Oh.
Flatulence.
When he does it?
No, he says you.
I never do it in front of people.
Well, that's what he says is the most embarrassing thing that you said or done around you.
Jeez.
Okay. What would Brian say is your most irritating habit?
I don't know.
You have to pick something.
When I nag him?
Brian, what did you say?
I said second guessing, but it is nagging.
We'll accept that. All right. Sarah, if Brian could change anything about you, what would he change?
To have bigger boobs.
Brian?
That would be your age.
What?
I know, I didn't understand that one
You
either.
want me to change my age?
Well, I'd like to have met you while you're younger, so then that way, as a
okay.
family, we can kind of work a little bit cohesively.
I get it.
All right. This is a tricky one. Sarah, if you could be any famous person, either living or dead, who would you choose to be?
Myself?
Yes.
I would think maybe
Living or dead?
Audrey Hepburn.
Sorry, who?
Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn?
Well, you know who I mean.
Okay. Well, you're so attached to her, even though you can't don't know her name. Okay, we didn't think it would be someone whose name you didn't know, but Brian?
I said Jackie O. I was trying to go for the whole Camelot bit there, a little bit of Hollywood
Jackie
charm.
O?
Jackie Onassis Kennedy.
Oh,
Jackie
okay.
Kennedy, the
Jackie
sunglasses.
Kennedy,
All right. Sarah, how long does your lovemaking usually last?
4 minutes?
Brian?
I said 5.
Probably somewhere in the middle.
Does that include foreplay?
I don't know. It's up to your
not get into
interpretation.
details.
Sarah, where is the strangest place you've made love?
I don't know.
Pick something. There's got to be one.
In the bathroom?
In the bathroom?
Yeah.
At any particular place?
I don't want to get into details.
What?
At a hotel. Let's just say
Oh,
that.
Like recently?
Maybe.
Brian?
Yes, Deerhurst.
I didn't know it was in the bathroom. You left that detail out.
Well, when you have two children sleeping and Nana knocking on the door, you got to improvise.
Well, I wasn't keeping score, but it seems like you're pretty much in sync. And yeah, so that's the Not-so-Newlywed game.
There we go.
All right. Head on out of here and collect your prize on the way up the stairs.
Well, thank you for having us.
No worries. Welcome back, Dan. Did you talk to your lady?
I finally caught her. She said she'll answer the phone for a change.
All right. Text her. You know what? Text her. Tell her it's easier for her to call here.
Oh, okay.
The way it's set up, so it's 647. Anyone can call this number. 647-696-5674. And we'll see what she answers. In the meantime, Dan, before you came, I was thinking about this. The one thing that sticks in my mind from Calgary days is you're always like a smoker guy. And when you came today, I was like, Dan is still smoking. He's got a kid now. He's married. Is he still got that filthy, dirty, disgusting habit?
Yeah.
Have you tried to quit?
Yeah.
And what's going on? Have you tried the vaping? That seems like a kind of a middle ground thing.
It's worse actually for me.
Oh yeah, in what way?
Makes me cough.
Oh, that's weird.
Whereas smokes don't.
No,
I like smoking.
Yeah, I know. It just
like I actually truly love it.
Yeah, but I think most smokers would say that. Mm. Well, you know what they would say? Oh no, I don't like. I'm trying to quit. But I think if they answered honestly, they say, "Oh, I love it. I love it.
I love it."
Well, because it's a hit of something. Same way I like a good espresso.
I haven't really quit much, to be honest.
No, I was in a coffee place up in Huntsville.
Oh yeah,
but a nice like they had some gelato, some espresso drinks. Mm-hmm. But one of the girls, she probably that's why, but late teens working the cash, she called it espresso.
Well, she's dumb. But
the fact that she's working in a place who specializes in espresso, and she still is calling it espresso, just seemed like it just kind of stood out.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Does it bother you? Are you not going to go back?
Yeah, that's right. I refuse on principle.
Let's call this coffee shop and get this chick fired.
That's right. I'm going to write a nasty Yelp review about the coffee. What is?
She says, "Will you tell me when? Will it be live?" And I said, "Yes,
it is
now.
Live.
Call now."
I see. She's on the line.
Is she on the line?
Yeah. So let's pick up here and see what happens.
Let's see. She might be whispering.
Hi.
Hello. This isn't.
Hello.
This isn't Monty McGarry.
It's Montana.
Oh.
Guiry. Yeah.
It says Monty McGarry. It says on the.
Is that what it says?
Well, because it translates whatever they say.
Oh my god!
In the thing, yeah.
I see. Hilarious.
So wait, you were listening in already, and so you heard Dan's answers.
No,
I didn't. I'm just assuming he usually doesn't listen, so I don't think he'll get any right.
I don't think I'll get. I'm pretty sure we're going to get in a fight over this.
Okay, I have a question because I was just nagging Dan about his smoking. Are you a smoker?
Yeah, like I was. Okay, so I was, and then pregnancy, like right away, got rid of it and like dropped it. Like even before I was pregnant, just didn't want it. But it doesn't help. It's around the house.
Wait, so is Dan smoking in the house?
No.
Okay, but
right beside the baby.
Yeah. Well, that's
it's horrible.
Well, me and the baby have something in common.
he's like asking to try it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It's fine. No, he doesn't smoke in the house.
Okay.
But I have a bit of an addiction as well. I'd say.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all right. I was just curious because that's what I knew young Dan here in Calgary when he was just a young lad fighting the comedy battles.
Nice.
And I for whatever reason that stuck with me as like Dan Guiry and cigarettes.
Well, we used to be able to smoke on stage where we would perform.
Is that
Yeah.
late? I feel like no.
It was Alberta, man. It was the Wild Wild West.
Dan, I didn't know you were 60.
I'm 65. Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Like a long time
Yeah,
ago.
I think in Calgary and were you alive when they had? Were you of drinking age when they had smoking in bars?
There are pictures of me on stage smoking cigarettes.
Oh,
Like on every single stage in Calgary.
that's strange. I don't.
They outlawed smoking on patios before they outlawed smoking inside the club.
Which is weird because in Toronto they were really early on banning it inside, and then patios took forever. It was.
I mean, I
strange.
still don't understand why you can't smoke on the patio.
I do.
Sounds like a bunch of annoying.
Guys, you're
I get
making
all
me want to
grossed
have a
up.
cigarette.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you in a
All
bit,
right.
Montini.
So the way this game is played is I'm going to ask you questions, and you're going to try and guess what Dan said. And so we'll start
Okay.
with, and this is what his answers. So maybe not the right answers, but what he said. When did you have your first fight?
Okay, I have to guess what he's.
Guess what he's going to say. Yeah. When did you have your first fight, and what was it about?
Okay, I'm going to say when he got his haircut. And it was because I thought it was ugly and it made me cry.
When was that?
I got my hair cut like really early on in the relationship. She started crying.
What was wrong with it?
I don't know. My wife's crazy.
Okay, what you tell us. What was
I
wrong with
hate
it?
short hair. It was ugly.
Oh, you
I
have long
wasn't
hair?
attracted to him anymore. It was a problem.
Oh my god,
Well, I like it longer.
that's extreme. Dan,
It's extreme.
Dan, what did you say?
I said our first fight was when we were at my place and we had spent like 3 days together, and you were being annoying. And I said, "Are you always this
I should have
annoying?"
known this.
All right.
And then you started crying.
Oh,
You cry a lot.
that's a lot of crying.
She's a crybaby.
I said, "How dare you?"
Yeah, you did say that.
Well, you need to be still trying. Like it was 3 days. You still need to be nice and still be trying, there, buddy.
No.
In the back, so confident.
It was too much. It was way too
Divorced.
much.
All right.
Anyway,
which
all right. Well, that's
which one of you said "I love you" first?
Dan.
Yeah, I said Dan. Yeah,
Good.
Probably me.
Nice work.
Good.
Judging.
Judging what? All right. Dan answered this question. Which of your spouse's family members do you find most annoying?
So is that my family or his family?
Your family.
This is who he finds in your family most annoying.
In my family, who does Dan think is annoying?
Yeah.
And what would he have said?
Yep.
Oh, God. Well, I want to say one, but then it could be another. I don't know. There's 9 of them.
It is a lot.
Let's see. Fuck. Dan, I'm stuck. Well, I'm going to say Melinda. I'm just going to say Melinda.
Dan?
Now I also preface this by saying I find you very annoying and I married you, so I don't think of annoyingness as that big of a deal. But I said Melina.
Oh,
All right. That's all right.
damn it.
It's a big
Well,
multiple
that
choice.
was my second choice because, but then.
I love
I don't know.
Melina so much. She's the best, but she annoys me sometimes.
Who of your friends do you think
God.
Dan finds the most attractive?
Oh my God! Like none of them. I don't think there's an answer.
That's what I said.
If you had to pick one,
Okay.
what would he say if you had to choose?
Yeah, he had to pick one.
Yeah.
Lorianne.
Dan?
Oh man, I should have said that.
What'd you
What did you say?
I said Jackie.
Well, that's just a can of worms. Why would you say that?
I don't know. We don't need to get into the worms.
Don't need to get into that. Is that an ex-girlfriend or what's going on?
Don't worry about it, Josh.
Okay. I sent something here. That's okay. I'm gonna push.
Lorianne for sure.
Lorianne.
Why didn't I say that?
Yeah, stick to my married friends.
What would Dan say is the most embarrassing thing your spouse has said or done around you? So what's the most embarrassing thing you've done around Dan? Or said?
Most embarrassing thing I've done?
Said or done, yeah.
Push old ladies out of the way.
Oh my God.
And not let them in for me.
Dan, what did you say?
I don't think that's embarrassing or annoying. I think that was the thing that made me love you.
What about the security guard? How I am with
Oh
security
my
guard.
God. That was terrible. This lady starts yelling at the security while we're traveling into America. I'm back. She's like 3 months or 4 months pregnant at the time. And the security guard at the airport's like, yeah, you have to go through the line. And my wife's just like, why? And starts screaming at the security guard. She didn't understand security.
Wow.
She didn't know what 9/11 was.
Wait, was that?
I'm a spoiled brat. So I'm the youngest of 9. So.
But had you traveled to the U.S. in the past, or this is your first time?
I mean, I have, but probably not in a while.
I don't think you've ever flown there.
I was just impatient and wanted to cut through the fucking ribbon things because there was no one in the line, you know?
Oh, they made you. Oh, so if there's
and
no
I
one
just
line,
wanted to go under.
instead of doing the whole zigzag.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, and she's like, "You got to go, like all the way through." I'm like, "Why?" Doesn't make sense.
You didn't say it like
to
that.
the end of the line.
She looks at this lady with like a death look and is like, "Why?" Anyway, the most embarrassing thing I think you've ever done is told on me to my dad.
I did do that. I didn't know what else to do. I was at my wit's end.
Anyway,
and Dan
and
says,
you wouldn't listen to me.
Whatever.
Dan says that his dad didn't go along with your plan. Is that true?
No, he didn't.
My dad's just
Well, he was very measured and sweet and like heard me out, but he also just said like, you gotta like let him do his thing. But I think he agreed with me.
Okay.
Sure.
I don't know. I was crying. So.
Oh no.
This seems to be a theme in all of these.
Poor Dan's dad. I can't imagine getting that call. He's probably just enjoying himself, and then he's got his daughter-in-law calling up crying. This is Dan. What would Dan say is your most irritating habit?
Oh God, there's so many. Shopping.
Shopping? Dan, what'd you say?
Talking.
Come on, Dad.
I was just being funny.
All right. If Dan could change anything about you, what would it be?
My ass.
Your ass?
I don't know. I just wanted to say that because I imagine you saying that.
You
Okay.
got a great ass.
Big. Let's see. Oh yeah, tell me more.
We're live. It just turns into like a Sunday sex show.
Oh yeah. What else do you want to change?
I want to
Okay,
change
let
your
me think.
diaper.
One more time?
Let me think. Okay, what would you want to change? Can it be cerebral or does it have
It can be
physical? Does it matter?
whatever he would say. Yeah, it could be anything.
Well, I guess you wish I don't know. You wish I stopped shopping and cooked more.
What did you say, Dan?
Again,
I
throw
should have
two in
said
there.
that. I should have said that. No, I said your age.
What?
I
That's
just
horrible.
no.
That's the same as my ass. Come
No,
on.
I just wish we had met sooner.
Oh, I thought you meant like more like pervertedly, like you want a young chick.
I mean, there's that, but
I wish you were 19 again.
I just wish we had met when we were younger.
All right, that's sweet.
That's nice.
That's very sweet. If you could be any famous person, living or dead, who would you be?
Jim Carrey.
Dan?
Well, I said Mel DeMarco.
Not Mel. I think
I
it's,
don't even know who that is.
It's a famous shopper. She shops for a living.
it was Imelda Marcos. my brother-in-law was playing the game, and he said that offered that suggestion to Dan, and Dan
Mel
just wrote it down.
DeMarco.
Yeah, Imelda Marcos, the famous
that
shopper.
was a
wife of
stupid
the
answer,
president.
Dan.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right.
I mean, Jim Carrey's dumb too, but I don't know.
Audrey Hepburn
That's what my sister
or
said.
Natalie Portman.
No,
Natalie
Portman's
Portman.
cool. Natalie Portman, I totally would have done. Yeah, she's cool.
Right. Okay.
But I'd rather be, if I could choose to be something else, I'd be a dude.
Okay. Weird.
To try something new.
Yeah.
Anyway,
How long does your lovemaking usually last?
what would Dan say?
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna go higher, times it by 3.
You're right. I did.
So 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Now, if we divide 5 minutes by three,
No. I'm gonna no. I mean, like that's after times by 3.
okay. So hang on. So you're saying
Minute and a half.
minute and a half?
That's
Right
what I
on the nose.
That's what I said.
Great.
Very. What's this? Where's the strangest place you have made love?
Oh, I hope you said this. The handicapped bathroom during my grad show at OCAD.
Okay, so what exactly happened?
Do you want me to tell the story?
Yes. Because Dan told a version of the story. I just want to see if your
it was
story
my
matches.
grad ex.
Yeah.
Grad ex. My parents are down. They're with us. 7,000 people walk through on this weekend of OCAD. So it's filled like arm to arm with people. And on the first floor, there's a handicapped bathroom, and we're dating maybe a month or two. So we rush in wanting to fuck. He pulls my pants down, and we go at it. And my hand slipped and hits the button that opens the door. So the door's slowly opening with all its weight, and there's nothing we can do. And Dan's there with his pants down. And people are walking by, looking in.
So that
He's like, Martina!
I didn't believe Dan that happened. It seemed like the part about the door openings is almost like a Curb Your Enthusiasm moment. That's
It was totally accurate.
But your parents weren't near the door.
No, they were waiting to come in.
No, they were joining us. No,
Hey now.
Whoa!
What was the? I guess one more. Oh, this is just a quickie. Who of you is smarter?
You know what? I'm going to say Dan, and I bet he'd say him too.
Yeah, he sure did. Dan says he's.
I did say that there's different levels of intelligence.
I'm more emotionally intelligent.
Way
He's
more.
like can talk your off about everything he reads off Facebook.
You're smarter than me in ways.
You complement each other.
We're like two sides
In
of
ways.
the same coin.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I have like a list of things, people I want to date, and one of them that's been on my list for a long time is someone.
Dan's wife.
Yeah. This is my confession time. No, but someone who went to OCAD for some reason. I don't know. I think maybe because when I was young, there was a girl who I went on a date with, but she was still sort of, pining for someone else. She was from OCAD. She was beautiful, but I don't know. There's something about OCAD where there's the art thing and the it feels a little bohemian down McCall.
Yeah. I mean, I loved it. It's a great school.
So what was your main discipline?
How to fuck.
Drawing and painting.
Drawing and painting? Drawing and painting of people fucking.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah. And how have you used that skill? Are you doing? Are you working in
commission
arts?
work. So yeah. Like basically, I have a studio set up in our house, and I do commission work. So people's portraits, their parents, kids, or like I sell my originals.
Well, that's cool.
And in the past, I've taught and done workshops.
So
and I do some figure modeling on the side. But right now, I'm just focusing on painting and motherhood.
Yeah, that's the big one. So when you do portraits, are you doing it when like people actually, grandparents or whatever, come in and sit, or are you doing it from a picture? How does that work?
No, I just go off of a photo.
Okay.
Yeah, just a photo. It makes it way easier and more comfortable for everybody.
Yeah. Well, I imagine you're going to be sitting for a long time. Oh yeah, grab another one. Yeah. And you had you do figure modeling? Figure modeling, is that what you said?
Yeah, I used to. I haven't since I was pregnant.
But is that where you go and pose?
Pose for plastic.
And have you done like the naked one?
Yeah.
Really? I would be too shy to do that. I think mostly because
fine. I'm actually shy now. Like now that I'm a mom, I feel a little shy about it. Like something shifts when you become a mom. You have kids. You just don't want to be naked for other people.
Yeah.
But,
I figure modeled for a sculpture where they sculpted my asshole.
Too, yeah.
You really did it?
They did my asshole.
Yeah, Dan did it. I got Dan into it.
That's like that's got to be complicated.
Paid me like $800 to take a picture of my asshole.
They take, so you didn't actually sit in and gape for people.
Oh yeah, gaped. 8 sessions of gaping.
Yeah.
Well, not gaping.
Hours at a time?
For one guy, you did.
Yeah, for what's his name, Carlos.
Wow.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, his wife was in the other room.
It was like $350.
Really, and just for the actual
whole total, it was about $800.
No, but he was focused specifically on the anus.
Well, I would. There was something highly.
He was an erotic artist.
Erotic artist.
He did erotic art.
Huh.
And his wife was pregnant in the other room, and I would just sit there with my asshole up in the air, and then she'd come in, and then the whole room would smell like fucking burritos.
And so,
Yuck.
So, did you know before you showed up that was the specific area?
No, Montina said it's really artsy. You're going to be totally fine and be safe.
Because you might have been more cleaned up down there if you knew it was.
No, I think he wanted the hairy ass. Experience.
And so, did he ever say, "Oh, can you pull your cheek a little bit to the right?" Or
No.
It was just you just sat there gaping.
Not gaping. I have a pretty tight asshole.
So, did you get to see the final product?
No, I don't think it worked out for him.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, I can't.
He just had a baby, so I think he took a break.
Yeah, I think he's hidden all of his asshole sculptures.
That's right. It was. There was what was the movie? Overnight, maybe. There was a good movie. It didn't get a lot of views, but there's an artist in it who had these. All the paintings were sort of just of colorful vaginas. So maybe that somewhere there's a painting of a
classic
colorful anus.
Classic.
Yeah. I would do I'm a grower, not a shower, so I'd be like one of the old statues with the with the small.
There was a whole series of artistry where they made them make the penises smaller.
Yeah,
just to make Josh Holiday feel more
I think
comfortable.
That's probably it.
Museum.
But if I was like a guy if I was well endowed.
I had a friend like that. He would show his cock wherever he went.
That's my theory. It's like anytime I play hockey, and anytime guys are well endowed, they're whipping it out any old time. They're walking around.
From what I heard, though, my friend with the big shower, that was all it had.
That's all. Yeah.
And then if you think about it that way, you're just like, well, that's got nothing on me.
Mine gets at least that. But I would have it out everywhere too. I'd be figure modeling all the time.
I mean, if I could have a boner all the time, that was the thing about the figure modeling, was that I would try and give myself a half chub.
Okay.
I would meditate on having a half job.
Give him a little bit to work with.
Sometimes it would get a little too
In school,
hard.
I was in.
Go on.
Sorry, in school I was in a class, and I swear to God, the guy was like looking at me, and he got a boner,
Like a guy who was drawing you?
and I was really uncomfortable.
No, she was
The guy
drawing
that
him.
was posing was nude.
Oh,
and
my
I
God.
was a student drawing him.
Was there anyone else in the
And I
room?
swear to God, he kept looking over. Yeah, like everyone saw it. There was a big boner.
Oh my God. But you knew he was specifically looking at you? Oh my God.
I just, like I kept seeing him look over. I was getting grossed out. I don't know. But I'm obviously looking at him. I have to draw the guy.
Yeah. And so, but when you've done figure modeling, have you had experiences where guys are creepos, or is it pretty business?
No, never. Like, not actually. It's a really sweet, safe space. That's why I started doing it, because it's like the one time I'm not being sexualized and I'm like kind of being respected and I can be naked.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Oh.
So no, I don't. They aren't creeps at all.
Okay.
It's nice.
I am.
It's like you may as well be a fruit bowl.
I got you. And I'm at a point now where, like, I used to be really, really, really self-conscious, but now I'm just like, fuck, I don't care. I'm just whatever I have, and take it or leave it. Right? Mm-hmm. That's the way you got to be.
That's great.
Basically, giving up on life. So.
Oh yeah.
We talked to Dan about the baby, and he was saying that for the first little while he was indifferent towards it. He was like, yeah, the baby, but now he's really feeling it. Does that sound
for
accurate?
Sure. Oh, speaking of, he's just stirring. Give me a second.
Okay.
Baby.
Oh, look at that. Live.
Live with life. It's nice being a dad. Yeah, it's the best. Me and my boy have really been having a lot of fun the past couple of days.
And do you have in-laws that can kind of help out?
Not really. They're pretty far away.
So do you have to get a babysitter?
No. We get a babysitter every once in a while, but like we're not rich.
No, but do you have a babysitter? Because I feel like that's one person you would have to trust in like crazy way.
Here's my thing. If somebody wants to look after your kid, that's a red flag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like either you're German or you're, some sort of child predator.
Yeah.
Because the Germans are all about the pooing and the peeing. Right?
That's right.
If you're a dude, I think women you can trust.
Nah, I don't trust them.
Yeah, because women love babies.
Nah, women are fucked.
I trust our babysitter.
We have a good babysitter.
How did you find your babysitter?
She's our neighbor.
Okay. And you trust her with your baby?
And she used to work as a nanny, so.
And she's also really sweet. She's
good.
She's a good lady.
Well, that's good. Well, you found someone. That's nice.
But we don't often get a babysitter. It's just too expensive. You get so I want to take my wife out. That's going to cost $200. Then I got to pay for the babysitter. There's $150, and then that's $400.
That's a lot of cash. Where did you guys meet?
Where did we meet? Tinder.
Did you really?
Yeah, we matched on Tinder, and then we never met up. And I lost my phone in San Francisco on tour. And then years later, Montina showed up on my Facebook as a suggested friend.
Oh, wow.
And I kept creeping her and sliding into her DMs. And she would be like, I have a boyfriend, you're a jerk, go fuck yourself. And then that went on for about a year and a half. And eventually I finally convinced her to come to one of my shows. And she saw me perform at downtown Yuck Yucks, and I was doing a set about static cling at the time.
Oh.
And she fell in love with me immediately.
And I loved it.
The static cling bit.
And he tricked me.
Because I don't do any...
Because he's not that innocent.
I don't do any jokes anywhere close to that.
Yeah. It's a little bit...
Mine's all pretty dirty.
Yeah, it's not static cling. So when you finally broke down and went to his comedy show, was the other boyfriend out of the picture, or it was still happening?
No. When I went and saw him at Yuck Yucks, I was dating someone.
Did you go with that someone?
No, I went with my friend.
Okay.
I didn't bring my boyfriend, but I did bring my boyfriend to another show of his, like a few weeks later.
Really? But did
I was
you?
trying to convince them to jam together.
Yeah, she
Oh,
comes
no.
she comes up to me after the show and she's like, "You should jam with my boyfriend. He's a musician." And I look at her and I said, "Yeah, that's not going to happen."
That's so awkward. That, like, a guy would never think that. That's like a real. That guys would. Yeah, that.
I
just-
was trying to make it like friend zoney. I was trying to make it clear to Dan, like, okay, we're friends. This is my friend Dan.
Okay.
Willie. Like, I don't have a crush at all. Like, I don't have a
So-
crush on this guy. You guys could jam together.
But
Like,
at that-
that's what I was trying to do.
But at that point, you did have a crush. You were feeling Dan at that point.
She was in love with me the second
Yeah, I
she met
totally
me.
had a crush on Dan, of course.
She was in love with me the second she laid eyes on me.
And
Yeah,
so,
I had a huge crush.
so how much longer
I-
did that other guy last before Dan slipped in there? Was there overlap?
No overlap.
So he
I would
was
never
like,
do that.
it was like only no overlap. It was
Okay.
like a 5-month relationship.
She
and then
tried to
he's
get
like,
some overlap. She was like, "Give me some of that overlap," and I said, "Fuck you."
I did not. I was really drunk, and apparently I like bit his cheek.
Oh.
So what?
All right. You were seeing someone you bit a cheek. I don't know. It's
It's pretty overlapping.
that's pushing it. Yeah, it's overlappy. I've known.
It's not.
I've known. I've dated someone who never was single, like from 17 on. Like there was never a day they were single. Everything, it all overlapped, and that's a buyer beware situation, because if it's happened to someone else, it's going to happen to you,
Right.
inevitably. I've had, and-
Usually, for sure.
Chicks seem to be like that though. They kind of swing from one branch to another.
well, I have a sister, not this sister, obviously, who I think is in love with the idea of being in love, because when there's not very often where there's a gap between finding a new boyfriend and when it happens, it's, Instagram post, Facebook, they're both in the Facebook picture together. It's like, this is, it's just the idea of being in love, and often it ends badly because she jumps in so quick and so hard that
Well, you have to realize that being in love is a choice, and you have to choose it every day.
really.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't heard that before.
Like I choose to listen. There's some days where it's super easy to to be madly in love with my wife, and then there are other days where she won't stop talking, and I want to throw her through the window. And I choose to love her on those days, despite my lesser self.
Yeah, well, that's good.
You want to there's good and the bad all the time. And some days we're just terrible. Like today I was the best and the worst today. Like I had like 3 hours or 4 hours of sleep last night, and then I had a bunch of chores to do, and then I had to take our son to play group, and I needed to take a nap so I could come here and do this and not be a terrible guest.
You sacrificed.
And so I try and take a nap, and then my son wakes me up into screaming, and I just followed suit. And then I was screaming. And then my wife, God bless her, put up with it. And, that's got to be a choice for her.
Yeah.
And so you choose to put up with each other's shit. Like, that's the better or for worse thing about marriage.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
I know I can see you could be a challenging mate.
What the hell's that supposed to
Well, I just, you're, a little rough around the edges. You're in the comedy world. You're not like some.
Well, yeah, but we all are, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I find people who are drawn to comedy tend to have a little bit more complicated emotional life than
Maybe, but I also think we're more honest about
He's
it.
pretty awesome.
I think the people who
No, I
are...
think-
Pretty great communicator, but he's also pretty he will push back and give you a hard time and joke for 2 hours until you have a serious conversation. So it's hard to get anything through.
Sure. But then you have the laid back people who are all like, everything's cool, and then nothing's cool.
no, they're just
And they're still all cool about everything, and yet everything's falling apart. Whereas if something is starting to crumble, I'm like, let's fucking fix this thing.
Yeah.
And talk about it and joke about it. So yeah, I mean, it might be hard
Yeah,
to.
better to get it out there than just.
I'm never
bury it.
bored.
There's nothing under the rug. I'll tell you that much.
Do you have a if people want to look at your art? Do you have a website or something?
Montina Art.
Montina. How do you spell that?
Yeah.
How do you spell it? Montina. MON.
MONTINA.
Montina. Not Monty McGarry.
No.
I'm just.
MontinaArt.com. Are you a .com?
Yeah, and .com. Yeah, and
Okay.
Instagram. Montina Art.
Montina
Just
Art
on Instagram.
On Instagram.
So just
Okay, we'll check that
At
out.
Montina Art.
And we didn't even get Dan. We didn't get your stuff. out
Yeah,
there.
it's fun.
I don't have anything. I'm
nothing?
just Dan Guiry.
At wherever, at Twitter,
At social media,
Instagram,
yeah.
At social media. Okay.
Yeah, I check out my YouTube.
Do you have a website at all?
No,
Oh. When you go to danguiry.com, is someone already there?
I had a manager, a skeezy manager for a bit. He bought it, and then it all went to shit.
So what? So right now, if I went there, what's there?
I don't know. Let's find out.
All right, let's see. danguiry.com.
I think it might just link to my my Twitter if you do that. Let me see.
Well, at least if it's like going somewhere that is okay. .com. Let's see here. Oh no, it's like it redirects to
Some Chinese thing.
Oh man,
that's not good. What
That's
does it
not
go
good
to?
at all. I wish I could translate that.
It says something in Chinese.
It's all Chinese words. Oh, there's a Chinese car with gull-wing doors.
Oh, cool. You could buy like a boat.
There's a bingo ball. Oh, there's a Chinese lady with cleavage.
What about danguiry.ca? I don't know. I never got on the whole. I'm such a Luddite.
Yeah.
And then, like when the .com and everybody's making websites when I first met you.
Yeah.
All the guys like are getting their websites going, and everybody's like, "You got to get a website." And it's like $1,000 back then to make a website.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I got Facebook. I'm like, I was like, this internet
Or
thing.
MySpace even was probably.
Also, I never understood the idea of having a website. Like, if you don't know who I am, why would you even Google who I am?
Yeah.
And then why would you go to my website? Like, how the hell are you going to find my website when you don't even know who I am?
Yeah, back then. But I think now, if someone's like, oh, I saw this great comedian Dan Guiry, I'm going to go check his website out.
Nobody remembers me after the show. They're just like, oh, I like the guy who wouldn't stop yelling at everybody.
The guy with the mustache.
Nowadays, it's like all about Instagram.
That's true,
you may as well
too.
just load up clips on Instagram. People are more likely to
come to
follow
my
that.
Instagram, come to my Facebook.
I'm not going to go to a separate website. I never do.
Yeah, I guess so. But just.
I got to spend $25 a month to have something nobody's going to go to.
Well, what you could do is buy the domain and then just get it redirected to your Instagram, and at least you're kind of parked there and you have it. I don't know. You don't have to.
I don't know.
Too late now. Did you go to the CA? Did anything come up?
Yeah, page not found.
Okay, so if you really want it, you could do the CA.
I guess so.
I'm
sorry I fell asleep here.
That's all right.
This little kid has got me running ragged.
You've given us the background. You running around, not a lot of sleep.
Oh, he's the best. I bartend at a bar. You guys want to help me respond to a... So we got the Uber Eats at my bar that I manage.
Yeah.
And
can you say the bar?
I don't know.
All right, well,
may as well.
Okay.
You know what? Sure. Blackjack Barbecue on Gerrard Street East.
Nice.
We got comedy there on Thursdays and open mic on Mondays. The Thursday show is awesome.
And are you?
I bartend.
Are you the house MC or are you just bartending?
I bartend.
Okay.
And I'll jump on stage if I have a minute. But I book most of the people who play. And anyway, so we got this Uber Eats order, and I just got a complaint during the show.
Oh.
I guess the the clips on the bread, the bread clips.
Yeah, on the bag of bread.
I guess one of those was in the coleslaw.
Oh.
And this guy, he messages in, he emails. Good evening. I ordered from your restaurant a couple nights ago on Uber Eats. First of all, Uber Eats sucks. This item was in my coleslaw. This item, you know what it is. It's a bread clip, you stupid fuck. Do you have anything to say about this? He says. Thanks.
Such a weird.
This is a weird way to frame it. Do you have anything to say about this?
Hey, buddy, what are you going to say about this?
I could respond. The item is a bread clip.
Thank you.
A bread bag clip, thank you.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Please,
Yeah.
you know what? I could ask him to
seemed a little
send the bread
confused.
clip back to the
Yeah.
restaurant. We've been looking for that.
You should do that. I would like to see that. Are you allowed to do that, or is that?
I should talk to the ownership about like how to deal with these Uber Eats idiots.
Yeah, that's
Like you
funny.
order off of Uber Eats, I don't know what to tell you.
It's expensive, no?
Some dude ordered 2 cream sodas on Uber Eats. His bill ended up being $30
For 2 cans of pop.
2 cream sodas.
Yeah,
It's like $6 in restaurant for that.
that's brutal.
That's hilarious. What?
What are you doing?
I have a question because it's a barbecue restaurant.
Yeah.
Do they have a pulled chicken sandwich? Or any
No,
kind of,
we don't.
You have smoked chicken stuff?
We have a fried turkey sandwich,
Okay.
and we have fried chicken.
Okay.
Gross.
And what's the main when
Maybe
people say the best thing there? What is it?
I say the beef ribs.
Okay.
They got those big, thick beef ribs.
Yeah.
They're great.
Okay.
The wings are good. Fried chicken's good. The
all good.
ribs are good.
And do you where are you? Are you living out that way, or do you?
Yeah, I'm at Coxwell.
Okay, so you can walk there
I just
ish.
drive.
Okay.
It's a 5-minute drive.
Did you drive here, or did you subway?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You just arrived at the door. I didn't see if you parked or not. How's the baby?
Yeah, Montina, how's our son doing?
He's good. I had to nurse him while talking. And
You
now
got your
Oh.
tits out on the air?
Oh
You
my
got your
God.
fucking tits out on the air, babe? You know, it's breast week.
International Breastfeeding Week.
Is it really?
Breastfeeding week,
Of
yeah.
course.
I did not know this.
It is. It's International Breast.
Oh.
There's like something every day, like donut day.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
So
Well,
dumb.
a lot of it is companies are like, oh, we're in the meat industry. Let's make it hot dog day, and then people will buy more of our product.
Free beer day. A&W did that like a few weeks ago.
Your root beer. Your phone's getting a little glitchy, but thank
Okay, I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, thanks for calling and take care of that kid, and I'll send Dan home very soon.
Okay, bye, baby.
Sweet. Have
Love ya.
fun. Thank
Bye.
you so much.
Yeah, bye.
See you soon. Bye.
So that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I got to meet a whole new part of your life.
Yeah, she's
Your
the best.
lady.
She's the best. My wife's awesome.
That's funny though that you were so persistent and it paid off.
Well, you gotta hunt them down, Josh. You can't give up.
So
Why you just laugh that off?
Well,
like I'm like
that's
some
a little
sort of.
creepy.
What do you mean that's creepy?
Well, I don't think when you're talking about meeting women that hunting is a great word.
What are you talking about? You got to be a provider. They run around gathering cock. You gotta chase them down, man.
Oh my god. That's so gross. What? So you did you on Tinder? You matched, and you lost your
I
phone.
hunted.
But so when you connected on Facebook, did you realize? Oh, that's that same person?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, because I lost my phone, and at the time when I was on Tinder, I was in this crazy open relationship.
Okay.
And so I had been talking to Montina, and I realized that I didn't want to involve her in that toxicity.
Yeah.
And I went on tour down to San Francisco and L.A., and I just lost my phone and was hitchhiking all over California doing shows. And then I got back, and I kept being like, where is this? Who is that? Damn it, why didn't I meet up with that babe? Like,
Yeah.
I lost her number, I lost everything. Like, and she was so cool.
So, but had you started chatting on Tinder?
Yeah, we
before?
had been
Oh,
talking
okay.
for an actual bit, yeah.
Okay, so there was some familiarity. It wasn't just like, oh, I remember that picture of that girl that we matched, but nothing ever happened.
So then when I messaged her, I told her the story, and she was like, yeah, well, you're an asshole, and I have a boyfriend. Yeah.
But eventually you got in there. You won her over with comedy. It's so
Yeah.
romantic.
Well, that was the plan of getting into comedy.
Well, I think a lot of people, that's both in music and comedy, and you do both things. I think a lot of it is
I think there's a
driven by-
lot of disingenuousness about that in the industry right now, where like people are like, It's about the art. It's like, dude, we talk about our dicks. Like, we go on stage and we make dick jokes. Like, what are you talking about? We're there trying to get pussy.
Yeah. You just slid it in there. You're in an open relationship, and I was in an open relationship. I know, but and was that the only one you've been in, or is that like a thing you've done before?
I have, so I had a lot of chicks who thought I was their boyfriend.
Oh, no.
And I didn't know that.
You didn't know, or you just kind of were...
No, we had never had the conversation, nor had I had the intention of being their boyfriend.
Okay.
And had we had the conversation, I would have been like, no.
Okay.
But then, there was only one I've ever done it consciously with, I guess.
And that's that one. And so did you actually go out and do other people or hang out with other people?
Of course, man, of course.
But did she?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Because I often think, okay, this is just a guy sort of, telling...
She instigated it.
She did, okay. Because but sometimes it feels like one person is like, well, I think maybe we should have an open relationship. Mm-hmm. Basically, it's like, I have my mindset on this other thing, and the other person is reluctant, like, well, I guess if...
I would say that there's always... Yeah, I would sort of subscribe to that.
Yeah. And was there ever any jealousy? Because that's another thing.
Of course, it was super toxic.
Yeah.
Super toxic.
So would you, like...
For me, at least. I don't know. I'm sure there's people who can do it, but for me, it was toxic.
And that's what I think it would drive me crazy.
I had a lot of PTSD when I met my wife over it, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my wife had to deal with a lot of, like, just transference, I guess.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I guess there's some people who are so laid back that they're like, yeah, man, free love. You go, what does it matter?
I can't imagine that. I mean, like, I'm so possessive.
I'm not to like a degree where it's like, roar, but I couldn't, like, I need this person to
on the plus side, coming out of the open relationship, I've gotten a lot less possessive and a lot less jealous.
Yeah.
But I was on tour in Alberta, and there was this comic who was my opener, and he was like, yeah, I was dating this chick, and she's like in this open relationship, and her husband and her are open, right? But I can't get in touch with her. I haven't heard from her in a couple days, but we just went out on the weekend. I was like, oh, that's fucked. And then anyway, so I touched base with him when I'm like about to fly back to Toronto. And he's like, dude, I'm the prime suspect in a murder investigation.
Oh, my God.
And so I touched back with him like a year later. Turns out that a husband had killed his wife and put her in the wall of their house.
Oh, my God.
So, there's you're playing with fire there.
So, hang on, though. So,
I don't think people realize this is that we are the apex predator of the planet.
Yeah.
We kill all the things. It took me like 18 chickens to get here today. And then you want to just sort of play with fire, and they don't really respect that.
So, did he give you more details about what went down? I
think I put it all together. He was just banging this married chick, and then her husband killed her.
And so maybe the chick was being disingenuous when she said she's in an open relationship?
Or maybe the guy was being disingenuous when he said he could handle it.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of weird. How did he handle it?
I don't know. I guess you want to call him?
Yeah, let's get him on the phone. But that would freak me out.
Well, that was where I was sort of like, because I was in my own open relationship at the time. And then I'm like, I started seeing I'm playing with fire here, There was definitely a primal aspect of, like, with the open relationship, it's like, oh, well, it's just sex. And it's, well, that's just animalistic.
Yeah.
There's no sophisticatedness to that. And to that notion of just being like, well, I'm just an animal. I'll go fuck anybody.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, if you're playing with that force, that animalistic force, then who's to say the other forces of your animalism won't become unhinged?
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, it's weird. I feel like we're not wired for long-term monogamy, but generally people seem wired for, a certain period of time, and then eventually it's like, I need to seek out something else. But
no, I think we are wired for long-term monogamy.
Just people fuck it up.
No, I just think that society has sort of painted women into this corner that isn't accurate. In that women need to have a lot of partners when they're younger, and yet they're told by society that they need to be pure and, you know, virginal or whatever.
Yeah.
And this just is like so opposed to their biology, because they need to find the strongest mate to reproduce with in a biological sense. And then cerebrally, they're like, cerebrally, they're being told by society that they need to find the one and settle down. And then they're also being told that they should be free and nobody should control them. And then men are also like trying to, you know, be the only mate and only provider, because you don't want to be, like, biologically speaking, raising somebody else's kid.
Yeah.
You know, ideally, you don't want that. I mean, if you're a stepdad, that's cool. But if, like, some chick tricks you into raising another man's kid, that's a terrible fate to have to undergo. And so there's a lot of there's no honesty. There's no honesty in the narratives that we tell ourselves and that we tell our children and our partners.
Yeah.
And I think that's the tragedy of comedy right now is that I feel like we're even getting more disingenuous with the PC culture and all that. And I don't know, like, you got these guys who are on stage honestly talking about their viewpoints, and they're not allowed to say it anymore because it doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah, it does. There does seem to be people looking to be offended. People are it's not like they're just offended. It's like they're waiting for something to offend them so they can.
I often find people are offended on behalf of somebody else that they're not even associated
that's the worst.
with. Yeah, but that's like the majority of offended people.
Yeah.
I bet you the guy who called in about the bread clip and his food, it was like his wife's order, and she doesn't even care.
Yeah, she's like, just why are you calling? Don't just. It doesn't matter.
Can't you just enjoy the meal? I don't even like coleslaw anyway.
It's a bread clip, dear.
Like, you know what the item is. Do they know what the item is?
They should know what this is if it's going in our food. I gotta play this because I promised my nephews I would play. I'm gonna play the. I talked to my nephews earlier today.
Sure.
About their week. They're still living out in Airdrie.
Oh, cool.
And they're going back.
Great city.
On Sunday. They like it. My
I
sister
like
likes
Airdrie.
it. All right. Well, here's a chat I had with them earlier. Hi, Mac and Hunter.
Hi.
Let's talk about the trip we took up to Deerhurst Inn. What did you like about that?
Well, going down to the beach.
Going down to the beach? And what did you do at the beach?
We went on to the water.
We went. My favorite part was going to the beach.
Yeah. What did you do there?
We went kayaking.
Okay, don't touch the microphone because it makes noise. Now, I heard a rumor, Hunter, that you met a girl.
No.
I heard you met a girl at the waterfront.
Yep, you did.
What was her name?
I forgot.
You forgot? What kind of guy forgets a girl's name that he likes?
I don't know.
Keep that microphone in your face. And what was your favorite meals at the vacation?
Mine had to be pasta.
Yeah. What about? I thought you liked the chicken Caesar wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today you went to Center Island. What happened there? Anything exciting?
Yep. We went on amusement. We went to an amusement park, and we went on to some rides.
Oh, what rides?
We went on to a haunted house one. We went on a log ride, and some other ones.
Oh, did you get wet on the log ride?
No, it didn't spray us much. But this one guy in front of us, he got, me and my dad went down it on the log, and then a giant wave went up, and it soaked this guy's back.
Now, Hunter, how did you like the haunted house?
I personally I did not go in
You didn't go in? Why
at
not?
all. I just didn't want to go in.
Okay, fair enough. Because we went last year when you came, we went into a very scary haunted house. Remember Frankenstein's haunted house in Niagara Falls?
Yep.
That one was not scary.
If you didn't think that one was scary, the one at Center Island is not scary at all. Right, Mac?
Yeah, it isn't.
It's just noisy.
Yeah, the Frankenstein one was a lot of monsters. All right, let's talk about some other things. I was reading an article in the newspaper, and someone lost their boa constrictor, and the city found a boa constrictor in the sewer, and they thought it was theirs, but then they looked closely and it wasn't. So it means there's a bunch of snakes living in the sewers of Toronto, boa constrictors.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, that is creepy.
It is a little creepy, I know. I don't think they can come up in the toilet, though, which is good.
Yes.
Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but this fall there's an election in Canada. What do you think about that? What do you think?
I don't know.
You guys aren't allowed to vote yet, but what do you think about the Prime Minister?
I personally do not like prime ministers.
You don't like prime ministers at all, no matter who they are?
Yes.
Why?
Because.
Just because?
Yeah.
Would you make a good prime minister?
Yes.
Get in the microphone.
Yes.
You would? Why?
I do not know.
You don't know? That's okay. And Mac, what do you think of the upcoming election?
Not much.
No, it's not that exciting. What about the U.S.? What do you think of Donald Trump?
He sucks.
Okay. And Hunter, what do you think?
He sucks.
So you both think he sucks. Why?
Well, he has made a lot of lies and is going to build a wall between Mexico and America.
Mm-hmm. And Hunter, why don't you like Trump?
Because he lies like 9 billion times every millisecond.
9 billion times every millisecond. That's pretty accurate. And you've been to Florida before?
Yes.
And do you like it there?
No.
You don't like it in Florida? I'm going to tell Nana that she doesn't have to have you down there anymore. Is that okay?
Yes, because you guys are selling the house.
At some point.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you don't want to go there anymore?
Yeah.
So you don't want to go to Florida anymore?
I do not.
No more Disneyland, Disney World, no more Universal Studios Florida. That's too bad. You don't want to go there. Mm-hmm.
Just kidding, I want to.
Okay. Good joke. So, are you looking forward to going back to school in the fall?
Nope.
No. Why not?
Because teachers suck.
Teachers suck. That's not very nice. What about you, Mac? Are you looking forward to school in the fall?
Yep.
Why?
Since, well, you learn stuff new. And also, there's usually new teachers every year, so it's going to be pretty fun.
No.
Yeah, see? So this is two different people here. One's a scofflaw, a ne'er-do-well, and one's a good student who wants to do good stuff. What would you rather do than school, Hunter?
I'd rather go to Florida.
Than go to school?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Florida's way better than school.
So what are you going to do in Florida if it's just you down there?
Go swimming by myself.
Yeah. Are you going to
buy Ferraris?
You're going to buy Ferraris?
Yeah.
How are you going to buy Ferraris?
By working very hard and stealing someone's money.
What kind of job are you going to get when you go to Florida?
Agent.
You're going to be an agent?
Yes, and snipe people.
And what?
No. Definitely not.
Go a little closer.
No, I'm being an agent.
What kind of agent?
I don't want to be an agent.
Oh, okay. What do you want to be? You're going to go to Florida and you want to buy some fancy cars. What job do you want?
Be a famous hockey player. Duh, Josh.
All right. So you're going to go to Florida, become a famous hockey player so that you can buy fancy cars and go swimming. What What team do you want to play for?
Calgary.
Well, Calgary's not in Florida. If you're moving to Florida, you're going to have to play for a Florida team.
Florida.
The Tampa Bay Lightning or the Florida Panthers?
Florida Panthers.
Okay. I would play for Tampa. They're a much better team, but whatever you like. Yeah?
No.
All right. Any other highlights from Deerhurst? Did you win any prizes?
Yes.
What'd you win?
A basketball.
You won a basketball. How'd that happen?
You got us a jackpot.
What do you mean?
We went to Deerhurst Arcade.
Yeah. And we won over 1,000 tickets, and you were able to get 500 tickets
for the jackpot.
And a total of 1,000, and you won a basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And in a coincidental bit of trivia, what team is the basketball from?
Florida Gators.
Yeah, so Florida's the theme here. All right. Anything else you want to say? Get your message out there?
Nope.
No. What?
But hate Donald Trump.
All right. We'll spread that word. Mac, any last words?
Do not hate Donald Trump. He's the best.
Ew. I don't know what's true and what's false, Hunter. I think you're like Donald Trump. You're lying 1 billion times in a millisecond.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't lied 1 billion times yet in
All
my
right.
life.
Well, you said one thing and then you changed it and said the other.
Get that out of here.
All right. Mac, anything else you want to say before you hit the road?
No.
All right. Thanks for coming out, guys.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Talk that rocks. It's Josh Holiday Live. Need to be heard? Tell your phone to call 647-6-YO-JOSH.
Yeah. So that's my my nephews.
I'm with them. I love Donald Trump.
No, you don't.
Love him. He's the best. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know what I think is, like, you got these ultra progressives and they say, I hate Donald Trump. And if you just take out Donald Trump, all they're saying is, I hate. And it's so disingenuous to their righteousness.
So it should be, I do not agree with Donald Trump's policies.
If you say I don't agree with him.
I can see, yeah.
You talk to a lot of people that just say, he's a fucking asshole. And you're
Yeah.
just like, well, what exactly do you hate about him? Or what is he an asshole about? And then they're just like, well, if you don't know, then you're an idiot. And then it's like, okay, so we're just calling people names now.
I feel like usually I can articulate my dislike of Donald Trump. But yeah, using hate in any context feels a little bit extreme.
That's silly.
Especially when it comes to people when you say, oh, I hate that guy. It's like, do you really like hate him? Or just
I hate two people in my life. In my entire
two
life.
real people? And you still do? It's like a lifelong thing?
Yeah, what they did to me was just absolutely egregious.
And is it something they did to you together, or this is two separate incidents?
Two separate instances.
And can you go into any detail?
I would prefer not to, but
Okay.
like that's what I mean is, like, out of the span of 34 years of my life, I hate two people.
Yeah.
And you guys are just going to hate this Donald Trump character? Like, what's the problem?
We dislike him.
Maybe you dislike him. I
we
don't know.
don't-
But you
well,
don't
we
know.
don't
You
hate him.
actually don't know him.
No, that's true.
And, you know, the media is, you know, like, I've been here for 2 hours. Now, have you fact-checked anything I've said?
It all could be lies.
Exactly.
That woman who called could be just some actress.
That's an actress.
Yeah.
That chick is
This
just
is-
an actress. I'm not
This is,
married.
this is a false flag operation.
Josh, I'm gay.
It's
Actually,
all
that was
sure.
the first piece of advice I ever got about dealing with the media when I was, like, starting in entertainment was Dennis Cahill, the artistic director of the Loose Moose. We were doing the 53-hour improv challenge in Calgary, and he said, if you have to talk to any of the media, you just lie to the media. Always lie to the media. Just about anything. If the media ever calls you, just lie. And because they're never going to check your facts, and it'll make you sound cool. And so this was like 20 years ago. So
Ever since.
And it's always rung true.
Well, it is true, especially when it comes to when they're doing features on, like, entertainment type features or No one's gonna really fact check. For
Why would you?
Yeah.
Would you? Okay. Does anybody actually do their job?
People are reluctant to
Exactly.
like actually do the work.
The best thing you could hope for in this life is to get paid to take a dump.
Are you working on that?
Like you're at work
Someday.
and you're like taking a dump and like just to not have a boss yell at you. That's like a half an hour of getting paid. That's the best you can do in this life.
I was a bad employee. I sometimes at a job I had many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I not only went in and had a poop, I took a newspaper. Mm-hmm. That's balls.
Well, now we got our phone right there. Like all newspaper phone. And
well, one of my nephews, he spends probably like half an hour every time he's in the washroom, but it's not. I don't think it's pooping. I think
that's peak employment, Josh. That is peak employment.
He's hireable.
That's a hireable straight.
He's working on skills that he'll use later in life.
Can I plug some shit?
Yeah, please do, because we're scooting close to the time.
This Sunday at the Corner Comedy Club, I'm doing 2 headlining shows.
This Sunday,
Queen and John.
It would be Sunday the 4th of because some people are going to be listening to this after
the 4th of August. Queen and John at the Corner Comedy Club. I'm doing a 9 o'clock and an 11 o'clock.
Are you headlining?
Or 10 o'clock, maybe 10:30.
Check your local listings.
Check the local listings. I'm headlining. The early show I'll probably be doing a half an hour set. The late show I'm going to do a tight 80-minute set. Nice. And every Sunday after that, unless it's a long weekend, I do the Danger Room. You're allowed to boo. You're allowed to heckle. It's the worst show in North America.
Where is the Danger Room?
At the Corner Comedy Club.
Oh, it's at Corner Comedy. Okay.
Yeah. I'm often at the Corner Comedy Club. This month I'm taking a month off to work on my band. I'm playing at Lee's Palace next Saturday, August 10th.
And the band name?
Max Phoenix. You can find my music on Spotify or all that internet stuff. And I think that's all I got to plug right now.
All right. And so is there a website for your band at least?
No, I don't do that.
You don't do any kind of website.
No, I don't need to do that. I don't want to do that. It's about making the art.
Does the band have an Instagram?
Let me tell you something.
Okay,
the band is just me. If
you
want to find,
there's no other guys?
There is an Instagram. It's at Max Phoenix Band.
Okay.
There's at Danger Room, at the Danger Room on Instagram, at Dan Guiry. If you want to find me, it's Dan Guiry. I put out cool shit. Check out my website, my YouTube.
Okay, so Max Phoenix, there's no other guys? It's just you and a guitar?
Just me.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, it's me and a producer.
Okay.
And then...
do you have a turntablist?
No. At Lee's Palace, I got a bunch of hired goons.
Like to play drums and stuff?
Yeah. If you listen to the album, it's a full album, full band, but I just wrote everything, and then a producer and I arranged it and mixed it.
And the band is called Max Phoenix. Is that your alter ego? I'm Max Phoenix.
It's more of a concept.
Okay.
It's like Maximum Phoenix.
All right.
You know, like the phoenix rises from the ashes.
Yeah.
See, I got into stand-up because I was in a band in Calgary, and we had taken over Calgary with original music. Before our band...
What was it called?
Flatbed.
Okay.
Before our band, you could only play covers in Calgary. There was no original bars.
Really?
And then we just lied and said we would play covers.
Yeah.
And then we'd show up and play all originals, and everybody was like, I've never heard that stuff before. Who was it? And I was like, well, it was us.
Yeah.
And then at about 3 months, we had done everything you do in Calgary. We sold out the whiskey. We sold out Max Ballerina. And we had a gig to open for Velvet Revolver at the Saddle Dome. And my drummer fell off the wagon and spent all of our band money, stole all of our gear, and stole the band van and got arrested.
Oh, my God.
And we couldn't do the gig. Like, our band fell apart like days before. We couldn't rehearse enough to crush that show. And I'm like, what the hell do I do with my life? And then Mark Breslin signed me to Yuck Yucks like that night.
Oh, so it worked out.
So I ended up becoming a comedian. So going back into music is Maximum Phoenix.
Gotcha. And Scott Weiland, look what happened to him.
Dead.
Yeah. So it all worked out in a weird way. I don't know. I'm trying to put a positive spin on it. Well, it turned out really great.
Yeah.
Your band didn't open for Scott Weiland, and Scott Weiland died.
Yeah,
and thus was born Dan Guiry, comedian.
Right on.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for
sexy.
having me on the show.
Well, it's good catching up because I was mentioning to you earlier that since Calgary, I think I've seen you once. I popped by an old gig you were doing, and I just other than that, just sort of see postings on Facebook and stuff here and there. So I'll have to come and hang out at a show one of these days.
Come on Sunday. It's going to be fun.
I may do. That's a long weekend. Yeah, I might do that. What time is the Danger Room show?
Well, the Danger Room is not happening this Sunday. It's just I'm doing a headline.
You're just
set.
doing straight up headline? Okay.
2 headline sets.
Oh, well, I may try and get out.
Yeah, come to the Late Show, or we can go out for drinks after.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right, Dan Guiry, we got all the social media stuff out of the way. You know how to promote at least. If there's one thing you can do. Anyway, yeah, thanks for coming out.
Turn on the lights, open the shades.
The show's over, but the conversation continues. On Twitter at Josh Holiday, on the web at joshholidaylive.com, and hear missed episodes on your favorite podcatcher. Talk that rocks. Josh Holiday Live.